Hey, I'm here today with my good friend, my new friend, Justin Taparra, who just joined EXP Realty in the last few weeks.
That's right, May 15th.
Stoked. If you don't know him, he's one of the highest producers in Hawaii. His family is real estate royalty in Hawaii. They sell just a ton of properties, own a bunch of properties. Super cool family. And so we're super excited to have Justin. Thanks for joining us. And I just want to hear real quick, tell us about your history, how you started, and how long you've been in business.
Well, I grew up my entire life with basically an expectation of I need to be in real estate. You know, when I would go to class as an 8-year-old, it's so funny. Everybody knew my mom and dad were in the real estate business, and we would go around saying what we want to be when we grow up. And when it always came to me, I never got to answer my own question. The entire class was saying, he's going to be a realtor. So here I am.
Kind of expected.
Yep.
Following dad's footsteps.
20 years later, I'm a real estate agent, and I've been licensed since January 1, 2019.
Okay, four and a half years.
4.5 years, yeah.
Okay.
I chose that date because I didn't want to pay the extra fee for 2018 because I was a new agent, not making any money.
Yeah.
And first year, rookie of the year at Century 21, and had the number one team 2020, 21, 22, and was making all this commission, helping a lot of people, more importantly. Okay. I never even thought about how much money I was paying the broker, you know?
So we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
A lot of people maybe think that your success has come from basically working with your dad, but I know this, and a lot of people who know you are one of the hardest working guys in real estate in the world. You work just a ton. Do you sleep?
I had a 3-hour nap last night before my 10:30 and 11:30 Zoom.
Okay. You had Zooms at night.
And then I had to wake up at 6 a.m. for a meeting this morning.
Yeah. I mean, I always see you posting at 4 a.m. You're on it. You're in the office at 11 p.m.
Yep.
Fairly common. So you're working, you're getting after it.
Yeah, I think part of the reason too is because of my dad's reputation. I have this fear in my mind that everybody's gonna think that I was just handed a business that I don't have to work for it. Mm. So even more so, like I already am, I think, a hard worker, but I try to work even harder. Yeah. To try to eliminate that fear.
You told me a story one time, to your point, that you worked all summer as hard as you could to build up a down payment for your first condo.
At Domino's Pizza.
Yeah. How much were you working?
I was working at least, I'm not joking, 100 hours per week. I was working from
12 to 14 a day.
8 a.m. to 3 a.m., 7 days a week. I would sleep in my car and I would just brush my teeth
delivering pizzas asleep, just half sleep.
Yeah.
It's not safe. Don't do that. But I love that. You're a hard worker. And that, for me, I work with a lot of top producing agents and I work with a lot of mediocre agents. And one consistent difference is the top guys work so hard to earn it. It's a hard business.
It is very hard.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could have easily tried to coast, and by the way, his dad would never settle for that. He would never let him coast. His dad's a hardworking guy, earned every penny he made. Like me, started from nothing, and very well-respected, good agent for many, many years. And so my mind is blown. Why would this family ever even think about leaving their amazing brokerage? They were with C21 for decades. And it's a great company. C21 is a great company. Lots of good agents. A lot of friends there. His dear friends for a long time are taking over that. Mm-hmm. Why would you even think about leaving?
Well, the answer is we don't. We never thought about leaving until it had to be something spectacular, something really game-changing for us to even look at. I think I told you, right? 8 months after you actually gave me the first real introduction to EXP, and you came and asked me how I wanted to grow my business. I brought it to my dad and tried to get him to look at it. 8 months later, he finally decided to look at one video that you sent me. Okay. And that was it. Had he watched the video 8 months earlier, he would have joined. It was really that easy.
What do you think it was about that there must be some one thing that really set the dominoes in motion?
It was most likely a combination of everything, really. But if I had to choose one that I think stood out to my dad particularly, because he's really in charge of the business, I'm just the face of it now. It was, he's always a believer in building for your future generations. All throughout real estate sales, it's about investing in real estate, buying a property so that your future generations can thrive. Yeah. And he always had this dream of exiting the real estate sales game by training me every single day to take over the business. And if I didn't do it that way, he wouldn't have a real exit strategy that he felt confident in. Yeah. But with EXP, he felt like me being his future generations and also, my sisters, he thought that with the model, right? The equity model and everything that EXP stands for, you can build a business that lasts forever, even if you had to step out of it. And that is really what I think made him look deeper at it.
Do you think it was partially also in that regard, being able to will your revenue share to your children.
Yes, and I think that's exactly what I was trying to get to. Without, I'm horrible at explaining it because I've only been here for 2 weeks. But being able to will to his wife, if he were to pass away, my mom, and also to be able to will it to his children, that was super important. You don't have to train somebody to do everything he can do in order for them to make money. You can capitalize on your hard work.
Yeah, the thing about being a realtor and almost any job is you got to show up every day and keep doing it. You have your sales, you sell 100 homes a year, you have to sell another 100 homes the next year. And it's just a never ending cycle. So EXP gives you a way to eventually get off the hamster wheel. It's not a get rich quick scheme at all. It's just to slowly kind of tell your friends about it and agents as you come across them. And what's happened naturally, you guys made the move and it's sort of sent shockwaves in our little industry, in our state. A lot of people were, wow, I cannot believe that Taparras would think about moving brokerages. So people started calling you right away.
Yeah, I think I get average 1 call per day, whether it's another agent calling me about listing or whatever it is about a transaction. And it always comes up either at the beginning or the end of the conversation. Hey, I noticed you joined EXP. Can you tell me why? So
it's wild. Yeah.
I don't call anybody.
People are now reaching out to you. You're not becoming a recruiter. I'm not a recruiter. I don't really cold call anybody or anything, but I'm just answering questions as people come in, and it just grows. It just naturally grows as a result. And we're still selling. Is it working? Are you selling? Are you closing deals?
I'm just doing the same thing I was doing the last 4 years. And I think that's a misconception that a lot of the agents who call me have, is that, oh, I'm not a recruiter. I don't want to join. I don't want to recruit anybody. But really, I haven't recruited a single person. They just called me because I'm just keeping my head down, working hard, trying to cooperate in the most professional way possible with every agent. And they remember me, and now I'm at EXP. Now they want to know why am I here.
So you brought your team over. You've got a team of a few agents, and I see you've signed on even somebody today. You signed on.
Yep.
Someone else signed on yesterday. So we're going forward now. You're still selling.
Yep.
What are you focused on now for like the next year or two?
I was thinking of trying to prioritize the agent attraction part of the business, but I fear that I'm going to take a huge hit in the sales. So now that I'm at EXP, it's almost like I can almost run my own brokerage, but I can call it a team, and that's super cool that you can do that with having the EXP blanket over you, almost like covering your liability. I feel like.
Yeah.
So the goal over the next year at least is to train my team to be able to do at least most of the stuff that I can do, right? Take on my buyers, take on my sellers. I can give them assistance. They pay me a split. And then I plan to work heavily and focus heavily on agent attraction.
And you're building a physical office or opening?
Yes, I'm opening a Team Taparra office in Roa Kunia, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if I continued to split my commissions with another company. Yeah. At least that much.
Yep. You posted on social media, so I think it's okay to say how much you have paid your broker. Last year you paid to the previous broker.
I didn't calculate it until you called me.
Yeah.
But yeah, 207,000 give or take I paid in 2022.
Yeah.
And I had a pretty good split, by the way. So it kind of opened my eyes when I thought about that.
Yeah, that's a lot of money you can build in your business. You can
buy a property.
Yeah,
I could be flipping homes in Daniel and Indar.
That's right. That's right. And you're speaking at I'm glad you brought that up. You're speaking at our event June 29th, which is in about 4 weeks now.
Super excited.
Yeah. I mean, I can already tell you're going to be awesome. Just from this conversation, like you're going to do really well at that. But now you're focusing on building your team, and now you're even sharing knowledge with other agents. Here we are. We don't get anything really for doing this except for just getting the word out. And you're willing to sit in front of 150 agents and share knowledge with them.
Yeah. And actually, in the last 4 years, my dad always instilled this mentality of helping people, and it was always about helping the clients. But just naturally, when agents would ask me, "Hey, how'd you do this?" and "How'd you figure out that?" I would just show them, "Hey, let's Zoom. I'll show you how to do it." And that built good relationships in the industry, and that ultimately helped my clients get winning offers and get people to make offers on my listings. But now at EXP, I can still do the same thing on a bigger scale and potentially benefit from it, but nothing's really changed for me. Just my dad allows me to do it now. He wouldn't let me share any secrets if it wasn't anything in it for us, right?
So I think what happens is at the old style brokerage, everyone's competition with each other. The agents are competing against each other, so we're not going to share any knowledge because I wouldn't want you to take business away that I could
at least not the secret sauce knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now with the EXP model, it's more like, hey, I want to help you because it helps me. We help each other. It's synergistic. The agents in the organization work together. And I think if you see right now top teams joining EXP, whereas 6-7 years ago it was just all brand new agents and no one had heard of the agents who were joining EXP, were all new. If you see a change, it's going to be that the people joining the company now are joining because they're top teams, because they're high producers. They're joining and they're sharing their knowledge, and that's growing their agent base, their revenue share organizations. And so now it's changed to where 5 or 6, 7 years ago, no one was joining. Now a lot of the best teams, a lot of the best agents are joining. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a big difference when one big hitter, moves to EXP. And I can think of a couple on top of my head that really opened my eyes, or I had to show my dad, hey, look, this person joined. This person joined. This guy sold more than us, and he joined. And we just had lunch with a couple of agents, and it was mostly because of the team Taparra moving that they were finally interested in learning more and maybe joining. Right?
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching. June 29th is our event. We'd love to see you there. Link in description. Aloha.